proud of all of these kids. The cast, of course, which is amazing, but we have a slew of kids backstage from our tech crew, our stage crew, our light crew, our sound crew, our makeup crew. Those kids don't get the applause every day. So we're going to give them a big round of applause. Phenomenal getting our stage crew to move these phenomenally huge pieces and with grace. It's amazing. I have some parents and siblings to thank that have been here every single show helping us backstage. Diane Lutz, Michelle Tate, Alicia Kenya, Carrie Draper, and Alice Kazma, who've done many things from selling over ears and flowers to putting on wigs to just helping with whatever we need. So a big thank you to them.
Thanks, Mom.
To our administration, without their support, we couldn't do big productions like this. To our superintendent, Scott Smith, to Ann Costas from Red Hawk for bringing her students over to see the show, and for Ron Barinwald, who always gives us amazing support, and we couldn't do this without them. So a big round of applause for them. Parents that have put in tons of volunteer hours from helping us with sets and costumes and bringing us food. Just, it takes a village, and we want to thank them as well. Is my creative team, and for Bianca Peterson, yeah. She taught all of these dances to these students, so thank you, Bianca. Roberts, who is our vocal coach, who came in halfway through rehearsals and took over for us, and has done a phenomenal job. Justin Herman. Yeah! Without him. We talked about this last year, and I said, if we're going to take on this big, huge show, we need to really do it together, and we put in countless hours, and it's as good as it is because this man is by my side. Who will talk about our seniors, because I'll be honest, I have a senior in this cast, and I'm going to be a blubbering and crying baby in a minute. I have student directors to thank that have done everything that I need them to do, from taking attendance and doing my collections and just helping in any way, shape, or form. Our humane student director is Alex. Leah Ramsey. And again, my mind is totally blank, Shannon. These girls have done. And now I'm going to pass it over, and we're going to ask all our seniors. Everybody else is going to step back, and our seniors are going to line up along the front of the stage.
All right. Cliff, you might want to mute that one.
Yeah, please.
You guys might want to mute 21 real quick, so we don't, it's going to be chaos. Like Rebecca said, my name is Justin Herndon. Everybody else's name is H. I get the honor of talking about our seniors up here. I get to teach most of them every day, or see them every day. And I think it's important to acknowledge them. And I think it's important to acknowledge a lot of stuff up here. And I'm going to say the senior stuff last, because I think they're the most important part. But I think the mark of a true program and how we do things is what we get to see our alumni do. And I think it's really cool to see these two over here that have done this. Bianca I think you joined what theater year? Junior year? Joined theater here junior year. Got into advanced theater, basically being in the wrong place at the right time. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was. It was like, here, we're having food, want to do this? Sure. And she went to Grand Valley as a dance major. And she came back, we did her choreography. April Roberts, sitting next to her, was a 4-year member of our program, our band program, and our theater program, and graced the stage as like Mrs. Potts, a young kangaroo in Seussical, did a phenomenal job. But when your program brings back people and they want to come back, that means we're doing the right stuff. And I think that's a true testament of our things. Back there, we've got alumni out here all over. I know I saw Maddie Titus and all that stuff too earlier. And I think that's a true testament of a good program. When our alumni come back and give back to our time, energy, and efforts of our kids and have pride and take pride in what they do here. And I can't thank those two enough, so I'd love another round of applause for those two. They do, and I'll do the senior stuff in a second, but I do think there should be somebody else up here that should be joining us, and it's really interesting to do this because we really don't have the chance. And I do think 100% that if this person could have been up here with us helping out and doing things, she would have. Even why don't you come down? I know you're up there somewhere, I saw you earlier. So we'll go through everybody and I'll just go through them really quick so you guys don't want to be here all night long. You probably got things to do, it's a late night, your babies, kids, tired, I get it. So I'm going to go through as much as I can. If I forget you, I apologize. Hopefully I don't. Most of you are unforgettable anyways. I'll start with Even. Even is a foreign exchange student last year. She's from Denmark. She flew back in about a week and a half ago for Swirl and to see the musical. So she flew halfway across the world to be here with us. So Even Ben Dixon. Train, I think it's awesome too. We have one all the way from Spain this year who jumped in, and that's Carolina Arias. Backstage, working a whole bunch of stuff, and is always back there making sure the show goes really well, and that's Miss Kylie Goss. Generally, these two are never very far apart, which is unique. So this one's been in our program basically for longer than 4 years because it's sort of inherited with the family. But she's been here a long time with us, Miss Heidi Zinn. And next to her, the wonderful and talented and fast track star extraordinaire, Miss Alyssa Washington. This girl's done a few with us. Took a break with plays, did a list of stuff, and came back and did some dance captain stuff with us. And the immense pride that she takes and what she does on stage has been absolutely fantastic. And that's Miss Emily Wilden. The next one's had some really interesting roles in the last couple of years. Meaning, basically she had to smack Colin on the butt a couple of years ago and Adam Spam, or no, Little Shop last year. No. It was Martine? Oh, my bad. I got you confused. Similar. So, she came in and absolutely smashed Martine, and one day I literally remember, let's go ahead and hit him hard. And she hit him so hard. And then she's got a little risque side there, and now she's got a little bit of jail in her now, too. And that's Miss Jessica Haynes. We'll talk about this one. He's been in a couple plays. I think he was a 4 for 4. I was an alternate his freshman year in 100 Stories, and we picked him up about 2 weeks into the run. And then this is his first foray into musical theater, and they don't come much weirder and more odd than this kid. And this is Nathaniel T29 Akbar. every day. My condolences. The guy next to him, who's literally is not even this person, it's his face and all this squishy stuff. And last year he was on stage, well, sort of on stage a little bit, backstage behind most of it, and voiced Audrey 2, The Plant and Little Shop. And then he gets up here, and he sort of got scared a couple times. Thought about auditioning his freshman year, got scared right away. Sophomore year, got scared right away. Junior year, got scared, got peer pressured. Thanks, kid. And couldn't get out of it. And he's like, I don't want to sing in front of everybody. I just want to be whatever on his stage. We put him as the plant. He did. His voice was fantastic too. And this is basically the first time that he's got up here without like a guitar, his band, and all that stuff. And I think this kid absolutely smashed it out of the park. Big time. The next one, who looks like she just stepped out of a David Bowie music video, has had a multitude of different variety of roles all over the place, minor, big, small, plays, musicals, whatever. And it's been an absolute pleasure watching her grow up on stage, and I got to see it where she really gets her personality and lets it go. And I think you saw that last year in Little Shop, but I think even more with this ensemble and the stuff that she does and the confidence that she has, and you get to see it on stage and just powerhouse voice. Miss Riley, take. You get blinded by the costumes, I apologize. This one, the first one up here, in a yellow dress, walking on the table, singing an Addams Family, dying on the table, I guess is what happened. And the struggles of that, and the changes, and then dealing with everything else, and all the weather and crazy chaos, and being involved in theater classes and advanced theater here at Cedar High School, and all the stuff she's done, even in community theater. Up there has been phenomenal and does great posters and work, so if you're a graphic artist or need some people, that's going to be the one to go with. She's done a great job for us, and it's been a blast working with her. That's Miss Anya Vanderbilt. Throughout the last couple of years working with this one, you get some interesting personality traits, and we learned some stuff about her a couple weeks ago that I won't share with you guys. But she's one of those people that you look at, and she has a quiet persona and a quiet personality, and then she gets out there and absolutely kills it in everything that she does, and has my utmost respect, and that's Miss Sam Waite. And that's one up here, the last of the free blind mice. We tried to make it a 4 and get Mr. Roberts out there today, and it didn't work. But this one's got up here, it's nice to see, because she's like, literally, I don't hear her talk a ton. And I had her older sister. Got you. What happened here? Her older sister got involved her senior year, and I remember reading the text from her older sister thanking us and all that stuff. And it's cool to see the tradition come back in the family, and I think she's done a great job. She's fantastic, and that's Miss Selena Wheeler. Keeping the family tradition alive. The one that made a mistake and did sports earlier, and then decided that sports wasn't as cool, and now she's like, let's go sing and dance in front of everybody, and do this stuff. Yeah, I know, you still do stuff, it's just different times. I'm in charge of athletic leadership council too, so it's weird. But she decided to step out last year and has absolutely killed it, and was the understudy up here and took that role on. And if you were able to come see the Sunday matinee, you got to see her kill it up there too. And the family tradition is alive and well, and that's Miss Kaylee Andrews. So, Nate, this is Nate did sports as well, senior year things changed, all this other stuff, and we get to this, and we're like, he's gonna make a really good big bad wolf, and then we showed him the dress. And it got better. And then it got much better. And you, I think one of you got a first hand view of it earlier. Did you jump? Yeah, were you? Or you?
You should thank me.
You're welcome. But this kid, the story he's got is an interesting story, but it's nice to see him find his place in his home and just to be able to let it loose out here and not care about what's being perceived, and I think that's what the show speaks for. And he exemplifies this. We'll go with 10 out of 10 on the scale. Mr. Nate Perry. This one's sort of interesting. What are you going to say about me? I've done a lot of stuff. And she's sort of shy, and now everybody's looking at her, and it's really awkward. So she came up here, and we were doing stuff, and we were like, we need dancers, and tap is sort of hard to figure out. And she was one of the first ones we got a hold of to come home and do it, and she's absolutely champed it. She did a little tweaks to it later on, and did some more choreography for us as well, and has absolutely owned it every minute for us, and that's Miss Mary. The next guy right here, who's using me as an armrest, is making his big stage debut here. He's not been on stage yet here. He got sort of persuaded, talked into, and we're like, this would be a great time for him. He'll have a blast with it. And he sort of got up here, and he'll be the first to tell you that he had a really good time on it. And I think it's really important for people to step out of different things and come up here and really try and experience a different perspective on it. He's done a great job as Thelonious, and that's Mr. Bryant Bailey. To fill you in on some stuff, before I get to the next couple, because they're all tech kids and we got a couple answers we got to go through, it's important to know too that when we start the show here, the show starts at 7 o'clock, 7:05, depending on getting people in. From 7:05 until the show ends about 9:30, the only thing I do is I put a couple mics on kids in the hallway and solve problems if they arise. The only thing Rebecca does is do some quick changes and then Fiona a quick change. The rest of it is 100% ran by kids. We've got kids running the soundboard, we've got kids running the lights and the spotlights, we've got kids stage managing and do everything. I think it's absolutely imperative to do that. And I think it's great life skills, whether it goes right or wrong. I think that's the game we want to take, and I think it's super important that we do those things. So if you ever get involved in theaters, make sure you get the kids involved in this stuff. And I think it's important to do that. And this kid's one of them. So we went through 3 light kids to the lightboard operators in 2 days. Yeah. And Aiden's in my advanced TV class. I was like, hey Aiden, what are you doing? He goes, I don't know. You want to do lights for the show? I don't know. If you know Aiden, that's about what you'll get. And he's like, all right, sure. So Aiden spent his time up there, and usually you run about 340 light views a show, and this one had 700. It's a little different for sure. And Aiden went up there, and within 2 days got it down pat and did a great job with us. He just said over here, he's like, I don't want to walk forward. But I think we'll enjoy the nice little walk, and that's Mr. Aiden Macklin. The next one's up here. The next 2 up here are super critical and crucial to what we've done. For anybody that's been around our auditorium and around our theater, I'm going to probably introduce you guys together, unfortunately, which is probably weird. But I feel like you've been sort of a package deal for most of the time here, especially for this show. For this show, we ran 24 wireless mics and 4 flow mics the entire show. So we've usually run about 16. We have 2 soundboards up there, 2 things set up. And these 2 have been instrumental in everything. Once the show started, they do everything. They mic kids, they do all the transitions, they do stuff, they make sure it happens, and they do a great job. And they are absolutely a blast to work with, and their personalities are really quirky and unique, especially this one. The personality is through the roof here, and Mom's out here ready to take a picture. So that's super nice too. Thumbs up, perfect. Yeah. And Mrs. Cook, just smile. But these 2 have been awesome for us, and I think it's important because they are a package deal and they're related, so they have to like each other a little bit more. But without them, we would not be where we are today, and that is Miss Chloe Ranger and Mr. Cliff Ranger. This one from up here is going to get a little bit more of a speech. I think this is really important. Tanya started was helping out with shows earlier, and has been really on stage in all 3 musicals, so there's other stuff. And then this year, we in our consideration, our talking, we decided to start a tradition here at Cedar High School in our theater program, especially the musical theater program, that's called the Legacy Rope. And it's going to go to, it's really, if you know anything about Broadway, they do it on Broadway as well. And what that rope goes to somebody who's generally the most veteran ensemble member. And what that means is they might not be a focal point or a lead. They might not be a Shrek or a Donkey or whatever her name is. Fiona. Took me a second. But they come in and own it every time. And this girl is the epitome of that. So this year, the first award for us to go to this is Miss Tanya Tepman. So this one's a little different. This one's, we saved this one last night because Fiona, I remember it's Fiona now, it took me a second. But she is the only kid on stage that it's an 8 for 8, which means all 4 plays, all 4 musicals throughout high school. And she's one of the most tremendously talented people that I've worked with. And all these kids are tremendously talented. And she's auditioning and interviewing basically for musical theater programs across the Midwest and Eastern Seaboard and all that stuff. I think she flies out next week for more out east. And it's sort of cool to see that process and how she does things. She's on stage with the Civic, she does things down there, but the immense pride, dedication, and commitment that it takes to do these things and how she can persevere. Also, while being basically the top one in her class, like academically too, is through the roof. And the stuff that she does on stage and off stage, my respect and admiration could not be any higher for Miss Kaylee Kessel. Get green next to green. This is a great time. If you got any phones, want to take those out, want to take a big cast picture, we drop a little bit of levels, everybody take it away, snap away, take some pictures. We got everybody up here, get the little guys in, slide all in, you go in, go in, go in, go in. Get a good picture, tag us, snap it away. We'll do this. Or put the egg back on. We better hurry up, we're taking pictures. Don't mind us, we're just going to egg together. It doesn't take all this. All the flashes happening out there. We got some cast pictures. Hopefully we got some big ones up there. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good deal. Alright. I'm gonna get you another shot. My last little bit tonight. So when we do this, you said it does all that stuff. This lady here works tirelessly and tremendous hours doing this stuff, and she does things, puts her business on hold and does all this stuff and dedicates her time to these kids, and that's super important. I think she deserves a round of applause for sure. So with that being said, I think we're good. I think it's a wrap. Stay tuned for this stuff. I think I picked the fall play. I'll announce it at the end of the year. We'll figure it out from there. If we can have the house lights, please, Miss Fisk. The Cassidy, the Cavalier, Casey, maybe, I don't know if Casey got lost. Casey should be back there somewhere. Casey, where are you at? There we go. Have a good night, folks. Be safe, drive safe.